Hello YouTube. The SPP-1 pistol complex, designed in the late 1960s, is the personal weapon of the troops of the Combat Swimmers Squad. It is designed to combat enemy underwater saboteurs as well as to protect Russian frogmen from marine predators. In the latter case, this pistol can also be used by civilians. Underwater pistol fire is conducted only by single shots. The SPP-1 underwater firing system was put into service in March of 1971. Work on the creation of the complex began in response to an initiative proposal from one of the leading designers of the Sni-Tochmash in 1968. Sni-Tochmash is the Soviet, now Russian, Industrial Design Bureau, which is a major designer and producer of weapons for the Russian military and the Spetsnaz, or the MVD National Guard designation. The name is an initialism for Central Scientific Research Institute for Precision Machine Engineering, Центральный научно-исследовательский институт точного машиностроения in Russian. The initiative of the designer was immediately supported by the representatives of the Directorate of Anti-Sabotage Services of the USSR Navy, who financed the development. When creating this pistol complex, the use of two types of ammunition was practiced: active, reactive, and active. The research was conducted with the involvement of specialists from the TSAGI, or Central Aerohydrodynamic Institute branch. As a result, a pistol complex equipped with active ammunition was adopted, which, despite the fact that it was inferior in combat characteristics to active reactive ammunition, was distinguished by its simplicity of design. This in turn made it possible to speed up the process of arming Soviet combat swimmers with new weapons. The first research in the field of underwater pistol weapons developed in the USSR was started in the year of 1966. The uniqueness and complexity of the task lay in the fact that the Soviet and foreign analogs of underwater small arms simply did not exist at that time. There was almost no scientific and theoretical development of ammunition and similar weapons. The main problem that faced the designers was the impossibility of developing a full-fledged underwater firearm. This was due to the fact that shooting underwater is accompanied by two negative factors: filling the bore with water and high density of water, which is 800 times denser than air. If the high density of water led to a decrease in the stability of the bullet and the trajectory and a decrease in the firing range, then filling the barrel led to a multiple increase in the pressure of powder gases in the barrel and chamber, affecting various moving parts of the weapon, which could lead not only to the destruction of traditional small arms, but also to the death of the shooter. Already at the stage of the first tests, the designers found that ordinary bullets have a very limited firing range when used underwater, as they begin to lose their effectiveness at the shortest distances, up to 1 meter. They were found to be completely unsuitable for use in underwater small arms. Later, the designers Kravchenko and Sazonov chose a design scheme for an underwater cartridge, which was based on the principle of throwing an elongated bullet. First, they succeeded with the help of theory, and then on the basis of a complex of research and development work, as well as in practical application, to develop special ammunition for firing special non-rotating elongated bullets with hydrodynamic stabilization, which was ensured by the cavity that arose when the bullet moved underwater. The pistol complex created at Sni-Tochmash consisted of a non-automatic 4-barrel pistol, SPP-1, 4.5 millimeter cartridges for it, as well as 3 sealed cases for 3 clips, a holster made of artificial leather, devices that were designed to equip the clips with cartridges, a waist belt, an oil can, and ramrods. Structurally, the pistol was made in the form of a non-self-loading model of a traditional shape with the possibility of conducting single fire. The barrel of the SPP-1 was made in the form of a single block that folded down according to the principle of action of a hunting rifle. A block of 4 barrels was mounted on the trunnions of the frame. In the combat position, it was fixed with a special latch. The scheme ensured the use of long cartridges, 145 millimeter. The pistol had a double-acting firing mechanism, which was located behind a block of 4 barrels and provided consecutive shots from each of them. The trigger mechanism of the pistol was operated by a single trigger. At the moment of each shot, for the firing pin on a special rotating base made a 90-degree turn, and under the influence of the trigger, broke the capsule of the new cartridge. The SPP-1 was equipped with a safety catch, which was located on the frame behind and to the left of the trigger guard, and had 3 positions: safety catch, fire, recharge. Turning the safety catch to the topmost position unlocked the barrel block for reloading the weapon. It could also be used with gloves. The SPP-1 was loaded with a clip in which 4 cartridges were rigidly fixed. The clip accelerated the process of reloading the weapon by simultaneously inserting 4 rounds into the barrels. After the shots, the spent cartridges were removed simultaneously with the clip. The combatant could use a front sight and a permanent sight to aim. The pistol grip was hollow and made of plastic. All the main parts of the weapon were made of heat-treated stainless steel. Since stainless steel has an increased coefficient of friction compared to conventional steel, to increase the efficiency of the mechanism, all the rubbing parts were coated with a specially developed compound containing molybdenum disulfide. This coating served as a solid and effective lubricant. Cylindrical twisted springs were made of ordinary carbon spring steel and were protected from corrosion by high-strength hot-drying varnish. The cheeks, which played the role of a power element, were made of aluminum alloy. They were protected from corrosion by anodizing. The range of effective underwater firing using a standard ATP cartridge decreased with increasing depth of immersion, but in all cases it was higher than the line of sight range at a particular depth. The use of this bullet ensured the defeat of an opponent dressed in a wetsuit or marine predators attacking the swimmer. In 1979, the pistol was upgraded and received the designation SPP-1M. It was distinguished by the presence of a spring which facilitated descent. An enlarged trigger guard allowed combat swimmers to use special insulated 3-fingered gloves. The pistol was carried in a special belt holster made of artificial leather. 12 cartridges in loaded clips were placed in a special metal cases. The production of 4.5 SPP-1M pistol, as well as the 5.6 millimeter APC submachine gun, was deployed at the Tula Arms Factory. It is worth noting that the combat swimmer's weapon system has no direct analogs. Tactical and technical characteristics of the SPP-1M: 4.5 millimeter caliber, cartridge SPS 4.5 by 39 millimeter, pistol length 244 millimeter, barrel length 203 millimeters, weight with cartridges 1.03 kilograms, without cartridges 0.95 kilograms. The initial velocity of a bullet in the air is 250 meters per second. The capacity of the clip is 4 cartridges. Aiming range at a depth of 40 meters, 6 meters, at a depth of 20 meters, 11 meters, and at the depth of 5 meters, 17 meters. Today, the Russian military continues to use a slightly upgraded SPP-1M underwater pistol. The differences between the old and the updated model are not significant. The main differences relate to the trigger mechanism. Externally, the pistols differ in the enlarged safety bracket and trigger. Now, APS-5, Special Underwater Assault Rifle. In 1970, Tsni Tochmash began work on the creation of an underwater assault rifle. The APS-5 was put into service in 1975. Its mass production was mastered at the Tula Arms Factory. At the same time, the unique machine gun was declassified only in 1993 and was first presented at the IDEX Arms Exhibition in Abu Dhabi. Underwater, a 5.66 millimeter long bullet hits a target at the range of 30 meters with a diving depth of 5 meters. The firing range decreases with depth 20 meters at the depth of 20 meters and only 10 meters at the depth of 40 meters. The machine gun can fire both single shots and bursts. If necessary, it can be used on land, but practically only for self-defense. Firstly, the range in the air is small, no more than 100 meters. Secondly, the life of the machine gun is designed for an aquatic environment and is consumed too quickly on land without water. Instead of 2,000 calculated shots, the strength of the parts is only enough for 180. The characteristics of APS-5 weight 2.46 kilogram without magazine, 3.7 with magazine loaded. Length is 832 by 615 millimeter with stock unfolded and folded. Cartridge 5.66 by 39 millimeter MPST. The caliber is 5.6 millimeter. Rate of fire 500 rounds per minute in an aquatic environment. Maximum range 30 meters at the depth of 5 meters, 20 meters at the depth of 20 meters, and like I said, 10 meters at the depth of 40 meters. 100 meters in the air. Type of ammunition box magazine is for 26 rounds ADS. 2 medium special automatic. The low combat characteristics of the SPP-1 and APS when firing in the air, as well as the low resource on land, forced combat swimmers to take 2 pistols and a submachine gun each, both underwater and conventional AK and PM. To solve this problem, the designers of the Tula Instrument Engineering Design Bureau developed a 2 medium automatic ADS. Perhaps for the first time in the world, it was possible to achieve equally effective firing of a submachine gun underwater and on land. The idea and general design of the ADS assault rifle belongs to the outstanding designer of small arms, Vasily Gryaziev. The weapon was embodied in metal after his death by colleagues and students who worked at the Central Design and Research Bureau of Sports and Hunting Weapons, which is part of the Instrument Design Bureau. A unique underwater cartridge was also created at that research bureau. Underwater, the fire is conducted with 5.45 by 39 millimeter cartridges. In the air, with classic cartridges of the same caliber. The magazine, equipped with the cartridges for underwater firing, can easily be replaced with a magazine with regular cartridges for a standard Kalashnikov. The rate of fire of an amphibious assault rifle ranges from 600 to 800 rounds per minute when fired on land. The aiming range is up to 600 meters. Underwater, you can hit a target at the distance of up to 25 meters. In addition, the amphibious assault rifle has an underbarrel grenade launcher for 40mm VOG-25 and VOG-25P shots. The kit may include a tactical silencer and various scopes. The ADS machine gun has implemented many novelties for domestic weapons. For example, for the first time, the ejection of spent cartridges was applied not sideways, but forward with the box closed, which reduced the gas contamination on the shooter's face. It also made it possible to fire from the right and left shoulder without resetting parts, meaning the machine is equally convenient for both right-handers and left-handers. Composite materials made it possible to reduce the weight of the weapon and at the same time increase corrosion resistance. Ammunition ID box magazine for 26 rounds ADS. 2 medium special automatic. The low combat characteristics, as I explained, they had to take 2 pistols and submachine gun each. Let's see what else I can add about this very unique weapons. I told you about the characteristics, so we have enough of it. The time of I should say that aiming range is 600 meters on land, 25 meters in water, 400 meters grenade launcher. And type of ammunition sector magazine is for 30 rounds. So that's what I wanted to let you know today about the weapons for the underwater Spetsnaz special forces used before in the Soviet Union and in modern times in Russia. I'm sure they used such weapons in their missions in Africa, most likely in Central America as well back in the 1980s. And today, well, today only they know exactly where they're using weapons like this. And I'll bring you more stories about the Spetsnaz forces in the air, on land, and in the waters. Spetsnaz of Russian Federation, of course. And if you like my research, I ask that you please kindly support it through the links you'll find in the description to this video. Please like my videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.